Hi, hello, it's Wednesday. I know I just posted on Monday and I told you in that voiceover that I would see you next Monday when I post my next video, but I didn't lie. I happened to finish editing this one and I wanted to share it now. I didn't want to wait, and there's a really specific reason for that. So here's the thing. Well, first of all, hi, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a lovely day. Second of all, here's the situation. I feel like this is true for quite a few people. I've had a hard time lately feeling inspired and feeling energized and refreshed and wanting to play The Sims and build and just open the game in general. Some of that does have to do with my wedding stories. It does. I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not thrilled with how the release was handled. I'm not thrilled with the fact that it probably should have just been a base game update and then it didn't even work, like the audacity. And it feels very detached and disconnected, like maybe there were 2 or 3 concepts that were pushed together for the sake of a release, and I'm not thrilled with it. However, I do love this game. I have loved this game and played this game since, not specifically The Sims 4, but The Sims, since 2001. Like, this has been a really, really big part of my life. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's a coping mechanism in the best of times. And it's something that traditionally it has always been a creative space for people, like-minded people, who otherwise may not have had anything in common to bond over, to share what they've created, to comment on other people's creations, to share in the joy of others when they make Sims or a world or a build, or they make something that, reflects how they feel, what they envision, or anything else. And here lately, the negativity has been pervasive. It's been everywhere. Twitter, causes me stress to even open sometimes, which is fine, and that's just the way that the cookie crumbles occasionally. And I wanted to kind of get away from that. So after having a horrible day, I sat down and I decided I was going to build, and I wasn't going to worry about having inspiration. I wasn't going to worry about building something that makes sense or that even looks good. I was just going to plop down, pick a random lot, and make something. And this is what happened. So don't we all make quarry homes that are underwater? Duh. No, we don't. That was a joke. But I really like this. I like the way that it turned out. I wasn't anticipating necessarily sharing it, but I do record everything that I do just in case. You never know. You really never know. And I knew I wasn't going to do this again. So I recorded it, and about the time I started furnishing the bathroom, which is the very first room that we do, I knew I was going to share this. I didn't think it would be today, but then the phrase Wacky Wednesday popped into my head, and I really like the alliteration, and I thought, yeah, that's happening. And so I'm going to post this. If I make more of these kind of non-traditional builds, like in the same vein, not just like non-traditional builds, but I will probably likely continue to post them on Wednesdays moving forward. Honestly, the idea of having a playlist titled Wacky Wednesday Builds just sparks so much joy for me. I can't even articulate it. So stay tuned. It might be a thing. It might not be. It really depends. I am in my last semester of school. I'm pretty busy. Not all the time. Not any more busy than, the next person. But if I can't always commit to every single Wednesday being a build, then it is what it is. But as we jump into the bathroom here, I just want to give you a little bit of background on the family that would be living here. So I'm envisioning a couple, and that's it. So they live here. They bought this somehow. They've made this into their home. They transformed it, and they are travel vloggers or travel influencers. I'm not really sure what the term would be, but this is their home base, and they use it more so as an office than a home. They sleep here sometimes, but more often than not, they're not home. So this is just kind of what I pictured for them, and I like the idea so much. And maybe there is a second bedroom, so they could eventually have a child here. Right now it's set up as like a guest room, sort of dressing room situation. You'll see it when we get there, but there is potential to change it. So there's definitely room to grow. Now, if you're wondering why I went with a quarry, one, there's the quarry in the background of the build. So I did just kind of extend it a little bit because it made sense. And two, it just felt fun. I don't know. It just felt fun. And I decided to build underground because there was no way in my head to make a home blend in with that. I think a community, like one of the community spaces was here before, if I remember correctly, the white warehouse looking one, I think. And I just didn't want to make one of those. I wanted to make a home. So underground it was. And I knew, because I've done this before. I don't think I've shared it on the gallery. I think this was before I ever shared or made content in any form or fashion. I made a home that was underground, and I think it was all above ground, and then I had a basement level, and I built a pool in the backyard and put windows in it so that the basement wasn't all dark and depressing, because when you go down into the basement level, it's just black. It's a void. It's like what being in space would feel like, and I don't like that. It actually makes me very anxious. So I did the pool thing, and that's just a way of getting light in here without it looking artificial. So that was a long way of saying I just like the way that it looks. But there you have it. So we're finishing the bedroom. It is very industrial kind of, but it's also pretty soft. I think it's kind of elegant. I do change, wow, that accent though. I do change the curtains to a shade of blue rather than orange. I was trying to keep that really bright orange shade because I like it, and I always try to use the shade of that swatch of curtain, but I never fully commit. I always end up changing it because it's just a little too much for me. But I like it. I like the blues, the teals, the beiges, the brown, the wood tones. When I say browns, I mean wood tones. Don't match at all, and I decided that was okay. I didn't need them to match because it still worked. And then, yeah, that's kind of it for their space. I do give her, actually, I don't know who is in this couple. It could be really any combination, but I give them a makeup table, and then there's a little area to sit by the mirror for whatever reason. I guess if you want to sit down, put on your shoes. And this space is really, it's not over cluttered, it's not overfilled, but it is still cozy and comforting, and that's really what I was going for. So I consider it mission accomplished. Then we jump into the guest space. Like I said, this is kind of like a dressing room as well. What I'm really picturing this to be is a space where if they have like a guest on their video or podcast or whatever it is they're doing, that maybe this is where they kind of hang out. They can change their clothes if they want to. If they need to sleep over, they can. Or take a nap. Like, they have the option. But really, this is just a space for them to kind of get away from the hustle and bustle. Maybe they need to read some notes. I don't know, but this is a space for the guests in particular. Excuse me. I'm still battling the whole COVID need to cough. I think that's just going to be around for a while, and I'm trying very hard not to cough into the mic, so I do apologize. Then we jump into the kitchen. Now here I blend the cool kitchen countertops with the base game industrial cabinets. I didn't intend to do that, but I really don't like the uppers for those lowers. Like, they're just all that frosted glass with the light behind it, and I just don't like it. I've never liked it. It does not spark joy for me. It actually causes me to want to rage quit the game. So I got rid of it, and I use these. Now, I didn't really like that the industrial ones have like a black accent with the white, and the cool kitchen have that brown accent with the white. But in this case, I thought that it worked. It played into each other really well. So I left it. I normally would not. I don't like the mix of colors like that, shades like that. I just don't think that that looks pretty good normally. So that was a horrible sentence, but you know what I mean. I don't think it looks good under normal circumstances. And in this case, it felt right. So I went with what felt right instinctively. And that's really the theme of the build. It was really more about getting in touch with what I liked about the game and not really worrying about what the end result was going to be, but just enjoying the journey, which kind of feels like something you would find inside of, like, I don't know, at the end of a quiz in a magazine or something, right? Like, but I mean, it's true. That was really what I needed on this day, and that's what I set out to do, and that's what I accomplished. And I'm really just hoping that you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it, because for the first time in months probably, this is a build that I loved from beginning to end, and I didn't feel stressed, and I didn't feel I didn't feel anything other than happiness. I felt really excited to just be making something, and that's what The Sims is all about, you know? So I did give them a full-size dining table as well, and I do give them a full-size couch. I use the sectional one, which I don't love the way that it looks. The proportions are weird, but I decided to use both of those because even though they're not here a ton, I do think that when they are here, they socialize a lot. So because they're out of town or out of the country, even in some cases, I think that when they're here and they're going to be here for a bit, they have family members over, maybe they have friends, acquaintances. I mean, you know, you still got to network. And I think they entertain quite a bit because, I mean, if you're traveling, it does sound great, right? Like it sounds romantic and wonderful. It can be very isolating to be alone like that. Even when you're with a significant other, you're not with friends, so they're still experiencing life as normal and you're experiencing something separate. It can be isolating. So I like the idea that they do have that outlet of being able to entertain when they get back. So that would help me be able to live that lifestyle if it was me. It's not, but you know, one can dream. So I gave them this little bookshelf. As you can see, there was a buoy on it, which may seem weird. I feel like maybe that was hanging on the wall when they got married. I feel like they got married in like a tropical environment because they probably met while traveling. That was just kind of the vibe. So I thought maybe that was like a souvenir. Maybe it's got their wedding anniversary date on it or something. And you'll see in a bit, I do throw in a couple of the chairs that we got with the what's it called? Courtyard Oasis kit. I always forget the names of kits, so I'm going to pat myself on the back. And I'm thinking that anything that you see that looks like it may have come from a different country, there's not a ton of elements because I really didn't think about it until I got this far into the build, so bear with me. But my thought was that anytime you see something that looked like it was from another country or culture, is that they were bringing back souvenirs that meant something to them on a sentimental level. So the chairs, I was thinking maybe they were in like an Airbnb they stayed at and they purchased them from the owner because they just really loved the trip that they were on. I don't know. Maybe it was their first date. I don't know. And they went back. It could really be anything, but that was just kind of like the thought process, right? I feel like that table, maybe they bought it in London, like at a boot sale, like it's kind of like a yard sale, and they loved it. They shipped it back. I would not pay for shipping like that, but I mean, to each their own, right? If they're making content, it's probably like a business write-off or something. And then we head over here into this corner. Now, that's where the second chair is going to come into play. That's literally right when I had the thought fully come into formation. And it's really just a reading corner. So it's kind of a space to get away from the whole house, but still be connected. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that was the thought. And then we head into the workspace. I did use those industrials. No, I didn't. I used the Snowy Escape sliding doors. I thought I used the other ones. I wanted it to look like it could close off or open up just depending on what you were doing. And ideally it would have been pocket doors, but it's fine. This works. And I decided that we were going to have the streaming station here, and then I'm using the Dream Home Decorator cube system to kind of make a background for intros, outros, content that was filmed at home rather than abroad or wherever they might be. And I do just sort of decorate like a background. Now I'm realizing now as we're talking about this here that the camera is facing not that direction, like at all. And you could rotate that table, I think, and it would work out, but I honestly can't remember anyway if the background of your home is even in the content or if you even see it. So it may not matter, I think is what I'm trying to say. Who knows? But if that bothers you and you download this, feel free to swap that around. But then on the other wall, you'll see a traditional desk. So this is really a multi-use workspace. But on that note, I'm going to leave you guys here. As always, feel free to leave a like or comment down below letting me know what you think. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you. I will be posting the screenshots on Instagram as per usual, so that will be 2 uploads this week. And I will see you on Monday with my next video. And in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Bye, guys.
Don't know how much you mean to me, baby. I can't put it in words. you, baby. You keep making me learn, yeah. You're like a painting hanging on my every wall. Baby, you save me, you give me all and a little more. I can't live without you. Yeah. I can't, no, I can't live without you. Yeah. I was roaming through the dark, baby. Ooh, you keep making it shine. I'm in love with how you talk, baby. My ears craving the sound.